All right, so today we're doing a deep dive into something that's moving incredibly fast, AI coding assistants.
Yeah, and we've been looking at two that represent just completely different approaches. You have the full stack generator, Lovable.
And then the brand new design integrated prototyper, Figma Make.
Exactly. So our mission here is really to help you figure out which one of these platforms might actually fit your workflow.
Because they're not just tools to speed things up.
No, not at all. They really represent two, fundamentally divergent paths for how you can use AI in the build process.
Okay, so let's unpack Lovable first. This is the one that's making some pretty big claims.
Oh, yeah. They're aiming to generate complete production-ready web applications from, just a simple natural language prompt.
We're talking the front end, the back end routes, database schema, even authentication.
And they're claiming you can do it 20 times faster than traditional coding.
20 times, which, immediately makes you ask about the code quality.
It does. But what's fascinating is how they're trying to achieve that speed. It's all about this deep technical integration.
You mean the native Supabase integration?
That's the one. For anyone who doesn't know, that gives you a production-ready PostgreSQL database and back-end service just out of the box.
So all that stuff you normally have to stitch together, like user auth and file uploads, it's just baked in.
Precisely. You can literally just add user profiles where users can set a name, bio, and upload a profile picture, and it generates the entire complex structure to support that.
Okay, so let's switch gears completely. Figma Make.
Right. This is coming from a totally different world. It's all about design-first specialization.
Announced in May 2025, powered by Anthropic's Claude 3.7 Sonnet.
And critically, it takes your existing Figma designs and generates functional code. But, and this is a big but, the sources all stress its goal is rapid prototyping.
Not production deployment.
Not production deployment. It's for validation. And its real killer advantage is the deep design system integration.
So it already knows your company's branding.
Instantly. It inherits all your fonts, colors, components, style variables, everything. It already speaks the language of your internal design system.
That brings up a big question then. The developer handoff. With Lovable, how do you get your code out?
Well, they seem to solve that pretty cleanly with GitHub synchronization. You can export the entire code base.
So you're not locked in. You can take it to your own IDE and keep working.
You own it completely. The ownership transfers. Figma Make, on the other hand,
That's more of a closed loop, right?
a much tighter loop. It integrates with Figma sites for publishing, and it uses this feature called Code Connect to map your design components to production code.
So it's designed to keep you inside the Figma ecosystem.
100%. And this is where their business models just make it crystal clear.
Right. Lovable uses a credit-based system. The Pro plan is what, $25 a month for 100 credits?
Yeah, and simple changes might cost half a credit, but building a whole app structure could be 2 or more. They're selling consumption.
The more you build and iterate, the more you pay.
And Figma.
They're just bundling it. The AI features are part of the existing seat price, like the $16 a month professional plan. There's no separate AI charge.
Exactly. Figma is selling ecosystem value. The AI isn't the product. It's a feature to make the ecosystem stickier. It's table stakes for them.
So the verdict for you listening seems pretty clear. If you need a complete full-stack application from scratch database, auth, ready for production.
Then Lovable is the obvious production-focused choice.
But if your workflow is all about rapid prototyping inside an existing mature design system,
Then Figma Make is pretty much essential.
okay, so that brings us to the bigger picture. Both of these platforms are designed to save a huge amount of time.
Which leads to a really provocative question. When basic app creation becomes instant and deployment is just one click, what happens to team structures? What are the skills that will define an elite engineer or a top product designer?
What should you be learning next if the tools are already doing all the heavy lifting?
That's the strategic shift I think is really worth thinking about.